What's up, everyone, and welcome to the video. Today we are going to talk about the Lannisters. We are going to do the faction guide on the Lannisters. The first thing is iconic gear is on the way, and my man Jamie is going to get iconic gear, so he is going to be powered up. I do not remember what it was. However, iconic gear is coming pretty soon, so that you will see. Now, the Lannisters. Let's talk about the Lannisters. Lannisters have an interesting mechanic for their team. First of all, they do go based off of the coin and treasury system. So starting with 3 to 5 Lannisters will determine how many coins you have in the treasury. There are spawning coin gems, which you have to match the color tiles to create the gems, the coins into your treasury, or there are people that put it into the treasury, which adds it up. It's like a bank. It is certifiably Lannister-like. So, the first thing I have to say is the Lannisters are incomplete as a faction. They are incomplete. If you are watching this video to expect me to say use these 5 people in the Lannisters, you are mistaken, because at the point where we are talking, the Lannisters are best as a hybrid team, not a single full 5-member Lannister team. They are missing some key elements like a cleanser. A cleanser is someone who removes debuffs. They are highly susceptible to ice, fire, and bleed. This is just part of, every faction should have something that can cleanse. The Starks do not have cleansing either, but that is a real problem in some of these certain matches. Now, besides that, the Lannisters have some of the best characters in the game. In my opinion, he is tied for number 1 for the best tank in the game, and that is Meryn Trant, also with Ned being the best tank. Both of them, I think they're equally as good. Meryn starts combat with 100% stamina, so he is able to fully take advantage. You do need 2 other Lannisters with him because his skill with 3 coins in the treasury will grant him up to 50% physical resistance and fire resistance for 4 turns. This makes him extremely tanky. He does have an AoE with his move, which is essential for Battle of Blackwater Bay. He is a meta character for the event, so he is one of the best tanks. Now, he does have a great passive where once per turn when an enemy becomes stunned, wounded, or deceived, he spawns 1 coin gem. That means he puts the gem on the board and gains 40% stamina. Now, outside of the Lannister faction, a character who goes really well with him is Petyr Baelish. Now, Petyr Baelish has a passive that when an enemy is defeated, he gains a 25% max HP shield, spawns 2 coin gems, and stuns, wounds, and deceives a random enemy for 1 turn. So when that happens, it triggers off Meryn. Petyr is also a member that if he is the lead and you do have 20 coins in the treasury, which you can do, you'll just have 1 or 2 guys left as the enemies. He's going to do a 2,000% shield damage to all enemies and loses his shield. This is a crazy powerful lead. It's also very fun to do, but not consistent. But just keep in mind, he does have synergy with Meryn to be able to power Meryn so Meryn can taunt again. He is not a member of the Lannisters. However, he does work well. Another key member with the Lannisters are Brienne. Brienne has the shield to create more shields and destroy power-ups. And then also with Benjen, you see a lot of teams with Benjen, Brienne, and Meryn on the team with some other characters. Let me find my Benjen. There's my Benjen. Benjen creates the shield when there's a buff, and Meryn does have the buff to start the match, so he does create the shield, and he does wonderful things. So that is a hybrid team that is used often. Let's talk about some of the other characters, and let's talk about leads. Now, you also have, in my opinion, the best damage dealer in the game besides Blue Danny, and this is Gregor Clegane. He does have a AoE. It is slow, and he does 260% physical at this point. If I get him to level 11, it'll be 300% to all enemies, and then has a 50% chance to wound them for 3 turns. Again, this will trigger Marin's passive to feed stamina to Marin. So if you do the AoE, it will feed Marin, and it will allow him to taunt again. So this is a phenomenal move. It's also great against blue enemies. We have a lot of pesky blue enemies in the game. If we get to that screen, I will show you. Look at all these pesky blue enemies. The only one you have to be wary about is Grey Worm, because he does have the HP guard, so you cannot blast past the HP guard. You have to activate an HP guard. But there are a lot of blue enemies in the game, like Ned, for example, who can be a tough man to deal with. So having a green AoE is great for the Lannisters. Also, he has a very solid lead that when an enemy is wounded, he gains counter for 3 turns and adds 2 coins to the treasury. There are a lot of wound characters in the Lannister faction, but they do use coins. The downfall of the Lannisters is that you cannot choose when to use the coins or when not to use the coins. So essentially, you'd be using skills, like, for example, he adds coins when wounded. Now, Joffrey has a move in the treasury for 2 that he will wound them for 3 turns. So what you'll be doing is you'll use 2 coins. If Gregor is the lead, you use 2 coins, wound a target, and gain 2 coins back. So there's not additional on there. Jaime also wounds as well for a cost of 3 and does a bonus strike. But I do have a team in the works with Gregor. I'm keeping it secret until I'm finished with it. But it is going to be Gregor lead, and it is going to be a fun team. So Gregor also has the ability that with 6 coins in the treasury and he dies, he's going to revive to 80% health with an indefinite 10% power buff. Power buff will increase and amplify damage that is dealt. He can revive as many times as you want to. So if you have 18 coins in the treasury, he could die 3 times and come back to life and have a 30% power buff. Now, when he does come back to life, 2 things happen. Number 1, all debuffs are removed. So if he has 5 ice, if he has 10 fire, if he has 3 bleed, he dies and comes back to life. All of that is removed. The downside is that all of the stamina that you gained, you have to start all over. So that is something to consider, but he is, in my opinion, one of the best damage dealers in the game, so he is an essential character. Another great character in this team is Tyrion. Tyrion does have the ability to he marks an ally with the skill, and whenever they use their skill, he does an AoE for 275% defense, physical damage, and if he uses the skill on a champion already marked, he's going to add more coins to the treasury. So this is a very good coin adder to your team. He adds it to the treasury, not to the board, so it goes right into the bank. Very, very important. Now, one thing to keep in mind with the Lannisters are they are very slow. So you are going to want to have a super high Marin so that he can taunt and you build up stamina. But they are a very slow team. Very slow team. Another great lead, another fantastic lead is Cersei Lannister. When she heals an ally, she has a 65% chance to spawn 2 coin gems. If that ally is a Lannister, she has a 65% chance to spawn an additional 3 coin gems. So you could be spawning 5 coin gems per Lannister, essentially, on the board when that happens, creating a lot of coins so that they can use their moves. She also has an HP guard, which is very underrated at 25%. When it's activated, she adds 3 coins to the treasury and deals 65% unnatural damage to all enemies. She does have a very good heal where she heals all members for 20% max HP. And if you have 3 coins in the treasury, she's going to do 165% unnatural damage. Now, it is slow speed, so it does take a long time. This is why I don't recommend the full Lannisters. They don't have the full team. Cersei does not have any cleansing whatsoever. I feel like healers, really good healers, should have cleansing. The hybrids are the way to go. Have 3 Lannisters, have Meryn, have Tyrion, have one of the 2 Tyrions, have the mountain, zombie mountain in there. Another great character on the team is Tyrion 2. Tyrion 2 has an HP guard at 10%, another HP guard. And when it's activated, he gets a 10% max HP shield. He gets stamina, can go up to 15%, and adds 6 coins to the treasury, so he will fuel your treasury. And then his move, which is a fast speed, he's going to grant all allies a power buff. It goes way more than 5%. You just have to level up the skill. But he's going to give the power buff, which you can use for the mountain to do that AoE, and it'll be even more powerful. And you can use your other attacks like Tyrion's AoE, which will be even more powerful. Tyrion 1, I mean. And then when he has treasury at 6, all allies strike for 100% physical and deceives all enemies for 2 turns. This will trigger Meryn's passive. But by that time, when you have all those coins, Meryn will probably be dead. He's doing his job as the tank, and that is the best way to go. There are other Lannisters you can use and are very important in the game. Again, in Crown's Challenge, you will have 2 of these Lannisters. You have Sandor and you have Joffrey, which count as Baratheons and Lannisters, so they're good for 2 towers. Very important for Crown's Challenge, as you will get resources, so make sure to build them. And then also for events, for Battle of the Bastards, Jaime Lannister is the king at level 350 to be able to, with his lead, take someone out and create cascades with Stannis and Joffrey and just do lots of things. Actually, you don't need Joffrey on the team. But Jaime is a pretty good character, and he's getting an iconic item, which will give him more power. Other than that, there are other Lannisters, but I feel like these are the most important ones. Again, as I stress, this is a complicated team. It does not work well on defense, but you do want a hybrid team of sorts. Brienne, Benjen, Meryn, Gregor, and Tyrion is a good team, for example. You could also slot in Peter Baelish as a character to trigger Meryn. But right now, it seems like the full Lannister team, they still need some help. They keep adding more Lannisters to the game, but they do need help. If you are thinking of going with a full 5-man Lannister squad, it is going to be slow and clunky. And again, you need high stars and high levels. They are a very slow team. The only one who has a fast speed move is the Hound, who is very good for the egg event and very fast speed. He does grant an HP shield. And then with the Treasury 4, if they're marked again, he deals a lot of damage and deceives, which will trigger Meryn. And again, when he marks a member for the first time, he spawns 4 coin gems. So he's good with the shield team too, with Benjen and Brienne. And you could use that for that team. And when the marked team member uses their skill, both him and his marked ally are healed for 25% of the attack. So he is a solid member too, and he counts for both factions, Baratheon and Lannister. So you're getting a 2-in-1 special. So the Lannisters are an important faction in the game for Crown's Challenge, for Alliance War and Raids. They're just not a full faction team yet. Maybe they They need more stamina generation. They need cleansing. And they need to be used with other members. But again, Marin, best tank in the game. Definitely. Gregor, best offensive character in the game. 300% AoE. And he's a fighter. I mean, just phenomenal. Joffrey, great in events. You have a lot of good characters. They just don't form well as a solid team. So just bear that in mind when you are building them, and have fun. Have fun. Comment below and let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Take care, all.